modern day story about food or about American chain influencing the rest of the world. 2004, I had the fortunate luxury of going to China. I went to Changchun, China, and I did an excursion to Beijing. And you go to Beijing, you're going to be a tourist, and you're going to see, the Forbidden City and the Summer Palace and all these things. So the Forbidden City, you walk in, and the emperor had cut down all the trees so nobody could surprise him. And that's the reason why they also had little Shih Tzu dogs that they could run and sniff out anybody. So I'm taking the tour, and it's kind of a random, you can do it on your own or whatever. And I get to the center of the Forbidden City, and I look to my left, and what do I see is one of the most iconic American brands in modern history. I see a Starbucks in the middle of the Forbidden City. And I'm like, what the hell is that doing here? Now, I will tell you this, it's no longer there. But they made such a big deal of having it, they even had a separate water filtration system for it so it would taste like the rest of Starbucks throughout the world. Now, that's the modern day one. The other one, and I'm going to go on a limb here and say food also includes alcohol, meaning spirits. And it's been very interesting on the evolution of spirits in the last, let's say, 50 years or even 30 years. You go back 30, 40 years ago, things were very clean, simple. My father at one time was the West Coast Vice President of Bacardi Rum. He also worked IE Bacardi. And by the way, the lovely young lady that wanted me to smear lemon cake all over my body is actually the Bacardi rep. And so when I was very young, I started to drink early, not sneaking it out of the cupboard. It was just part of a meal or part of life. And I'd have a glass of wine, maybe watered down, or later on, maybe a cocktail. But the funny thing I'm finding now is the cocktails back then, which were very simple, very clean, very exact, all of a sudden now, all these craft cocktail mixologists are trying to recreate what was in the 50s and the 60s. So it's kind of coming full circle again, and it's about the actual genuine flavors rather than, some of the mixing that they did throughout time, everything from, a Long Island iced tea, which has no consistency of a true cocktail, rather do simple pours, Manhattans, things like that. They're trying to get back to the old school. So that's my kind of take on the evolution of food or spirits. Is we're getting back to, okay, let's see, we have organic food now, which is actually real food. I mean, that's kind of what we're trying to get to, which we had 30, 40 years ago. We're trying to get back to a genuine spirit or cocktail, a genuine wine. We're going back to being genuine and a little simpler. And I think that's kind of where that brings that. And the neat thing about that is there's a lot of people wanting to do that. And the creativity and the things that you see now. I'm a big foodie, and I'll go to all these different restaurants and try these things. And there's a difference between trying to do something fabulous for the sake of doing something fabulous, or just trying to bring out the flavors and things the right way. And I guess that's kind of where it is. So I want my lemon cake. I'm going to do this, but I was always taught that food and spirits are always paired. So we're trying this. Kat, you need to have one of these. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And it does pair nicely with a Bacardi Oak Card. You want more stories? I mean, we can sit here for hours. I mean, I don't want to take up your whole day. I think that's good for today. Thank you for the cake. Thank you for the audience. I always love telling stories. And anybody who knows me that knows I have one or two. Thank you.